The first night it happened, I woke up sweating, and I knew the house had changed. My name is Daniel Johnson. I am the younger brother of Mr. Johnson. I was 20 years old when my brother got married to Rita. Before she came, our house was peaceful. We lived in a big duplex in Port Harcourt, not far from the road that leads to my brother's shops. My brother was a businessman. He owned many shops, spare parts, electronics, and a small supermarket. One of the shops was under my care. That shop was my life. My brother trusted me with it, and I was grateful. I also stayed with him in his house. People used to say I was lucky. Free accommodation. A big brother that cared. I thought so too. Until Rita entered the house. My brother met Rita through a friend. She was quiet at first. She smiled a lot, but the kind of smile that stays on the lips and does not reach the eyes. I noticed it early, but I didn't say anything. When my brother told me he was getting married, I was happy for him. I helped with everything. I carried chairs. I followed him to the market. I drove errands. After the wedding, Rita moved in fully. That was when the problem started. Small things began to change. At first, it was small things. When I entered the sitting room, she would stop talking. When I greeted her, she would answer late. If I sat down to watch TV, she would increase the volume or change the channel. Sometimes she would complain to my brother that I ate too much. Other times she said I did not greet her well. My brother would laugh it off and say, "He is still young. You will get used to him." I tried my best to avoid problems. I stayed more in my room. I left the house early. I came back late. But that did not stop her. The day she changed her style. One evening, my brother traveled to Abuja for business. That night, Rita wore something I had never seen her wear before. She came to the sitting room and sat close to me. Too close. She laughed at things that were not funny. She touched my arm while talking. She asked me if I ever had a girlfriend. I felt uncomfortable. I stood up. She followed me to the kitchen. She said, "Daniel, you are a fine young man. You know that, right?" I told her, "You are my brother's wife." She smiled and said, "That doesn't change anything." My heart started beating fast. I told her clearly, "Madam, please. Don't talk like this." Her face changed immediately. She stepped back like she was ashamed. I thought that was the end. I was wrong. From that night, I became the enemy. The next morning, Rita did not greet me. She started telling my brother lies. She said I stared at her body. She said I disrespected her. She said I wanted to break their marriage. I was shocked. My brother called me and asked if I was having any problem with his wife. I told him the truth. He looked confused. He said, "Both of you should be careful." But from that day, Rita declared silent war. Life became hard in my own house. She removed my plate from the kitchen. She said I should wash my clothes separately. She complained anytime I returned late. She told my brother that I was a bad influence. She even suggested that I move closer to the shop and rent a room. My brother refused. He said, "He is my brother. This is his house too." That was when Rita changed tactics. When my mind started slipping, I began to feel strange. I would forget things easily. I would lock the shop and forget where I kept the key. Sometimes, I would just sit and stare. At night, I couldn't sleep. I would hear voices calling my name. During the day, I became angry over small things. Customers complained. One day, I almost fought a man in the shop for no reason. My brother warned me. He said, You are not yourself anymore. I didn't know what was happening to me. But Rita knew. The secret I overheard. One afternoon, I returned home early. The house was quiet. I entered slowly and heard Rita talking on the phone. She was laughing. She said, "The old man said it will work small by small. He will start acting mad. Soon they will beg me to send him away." My body froze. My ears were hot. I understood immediately. Village. Native doctor. Madness. I felt cold. How I knew she wanted me gone at all cost. Later that evening, I followed Rita quietly when she stepped out. She thought I was at the shop. She entered a cab. I followed with another bike. She traveled all the way to the village. I stayed far and watched. She entered an old house. I did not go close. I didn't need to. What I heard was enough. She wanted me out of the house. By force. Telling my brother the truth. When she came back, I waited. The next morning, my brother returned from his trip. I told him everything. I did not shout. I did not add drama. I told him exactly what happened from the first day. I told him about the night she tried to lure me. I told him about the phone call. I told him about the village. My brother did not talk for a long time. Then he stood up. The end of my stay in the duplex. That night, there was serious shouting. Doors were slammed. Rita cried and denied everything. But my brother believed me. Still, the damage was already done. My brother told me gently, "For peace to return, you have to leave this house for now." I nodded. I was tired. Life after I left. I rented a small room near the shop. Slowly, my head became clear again. The anger left. The voices stopped. The shop did better. A year later, my brother and Rita separated. The marriage did not last. What I learned. Till today, I don't hate Rita. But I fear people who smile too calmly. I fear quiet plans. And I know this now. Not every house that looks beautiful is safe inside. Because sometimes, the danger is already sleeping in the next room.